What's up, folks? This is Nero D Viral with my spoilers included Justice League review. Gonna summarize the plot, kind of talking about the interesting points and things I remember that they relate to from the other movies. I'm not a big comic book knowledge person. My knowledge is mostly the movies. I think I've got some Green Lantern graphic novels. Anyway, let me say again, this is a spoilers review. Probably about 10 more seconds, and I'll start. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. If this started playing and you didn't want it to, whatever reason you don't want to hear spoilers for Justice League, you need to turn this off right now. What the hell? Anyway, okay. So, we start off the movie with Batman and the robber. Batman's on the rooftop, and he is, doing Batman stuff. It seems. He's fighting crime in Gotham City. And he entangles this dude with his, grapple gun, whatever you want to call it, and hangs him off the side of a apartment building, which in New York, is probably, really tall, not 2 or 3 stories. A fall would kill you. So he's hanging him, dangling him, from this building. The guy's like, "What's going on? Why are you doing this? What do you want from me?" And Batman just replies, "Fear." Because he's Batman. That's what he does. Anyway, but apparently fear is what draws out the terror demons. That's what I call them. I think that's the name. Don't fillet me if it's not. I'm disabled. I watch a lot of movies, so sometimes I get things mixed up. But sometimes I don't, and it's really beautiful. Anyway, so the terror demon pops out because Batman hangs this guy off the side of the building, and he thinks he's going to die, and he's like, "Ah!" And they eat fear, I guess. They like it. They're attracted to it. But it makes him materialize out of nowhere. He doesn't, drop up. He doesn't fly from a base. He just pops out. It's like, fear, yes. And Batman entangles him too, sort of even more, wraps him up. I guess he starts to interrogate him, and it seemed to me like the thing self-destructed. Maybe there's, a consciousness and control of it, even though they never touch on that. But it wasn't going to answer any questions. But when it dies, for some reason its blood reveals its overarching boss's plan, which is, or it doesn't reveal it, it just clues him in. It shows these 3 boxes, which, if you're paying super close attention to the movies, hey, that looks like the box that brought Cyborg to life, or kept him alive, made him Cyborg, whatever. And it is. It's one of those. There's 3 of them. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. That's Wonder Woman's reveal, not mine. Man, I can't remember. You might bounce around. Yeah, I think after that, Batman wants to talk to her. Or no, maybe before that is we see Steppenwolf. He invades the Themyscirans, the Amazons. They have a mother box. It started, going off after Superman died. It woke up after, tens of thousands of years, long time asleep, and finally, something happens. Steppenwolf pops out. He summons some terror demons, and they slaughter the Amazons after a little bit of a battle. He gets the mother box and takes off on a portal before the rest of the Amazons can catch up to him and kill him or get the box back. Then Batman and Bruce Wayne, they go out for beers. Now Batman and Wonder Woman meet and talk. He says something about these 3 boxes, and she's like, "Oh, very good." She tells him the story about what's going on. The box that brought Cyborg, kept him alive, is one of 3 boxes. One was... Okay. Well, Steppenwolf came to Earth thousands, tens of thousands of years ago. He thought he could, just bring his terror demons and kill a bunch of people in battle and look all glorious and stuff. That's what he wanted to do. And he was going to take over the planet, kill the people, defeat the armies. Then he was going to use his 3 boxes to sort of terraform Earth very quickly, though. Not like, much like in The Dark Knight. Dark Knight. Superman's movie. Whatever it was, Man of Steel. Okay, much like in that, the bad guys are going to turn Earth into a place like his home world, Steppenwolf's, and... Sorry, I'm trying to keep notes so I don't go over myself too many times. He's, going to try to make Earth like his home world. It's going to kill, an apocalyptic amount of people in the process. He doesn't care. But she says... Last time what happened was the Atlanteans, the Amazons, and the tribes of man united to defeat Steppenwolf. And we see a flashback. There's a Green Lantern there. Sorry, somebody just walked by my door. There's a Green Lantern flying by. It's the only time you see him in the movie. That scene where Alfred is, oh, I hope it's not too late. He said you'd come, whatever. That's not in the movie. I might make a separate video about that. About misleading previews. I'm actually all for it. Because they give away the damn point of the movie too much in the previews. But anyway, that's not in there. The Green Lantern does not come to save them later. Spoiler in a spoiler about that. But it's cool. You get to see him. He flies by. He's flying overhead of a battle, and he sort of does like a shovel punch, if you know what that is, like an uppercut, about halfway between those two. But he's a Green Lantern, so it looks awesome. It's real misty and translucent. It's not. It looks really cool. It looks ghostly but still solid. It was the Green Lantern construct I'm talking about. It looked really cool. There was only one of them, and yeah, it looks awesome. I want to see a Green Lantern movie. But anyway, the tribes of men, the Amazon. Oh, it says the Amazons, but there were Greek gods there. Like Zeus was shooting thunderbolts and stuff, and there were some superhero. Yeah, there was like somebody with a super-powered bow shooting down spaceships. It was the gods of men, but yeah, they all, the world united and fought back Steppenwolf before. About the Green Lantern, you did see him fly overhead. He did, use a construct. There was in another scene where something fell on him, I think, and he died, and the ring popped off and flies up in front of Steppenwolf, and he like snarls at it, and it kind of does its thing and flies off real quick to go find another host. So yeah. It looks like if they do make Green Lantern stuff, it's going to be awesome. Anyway. So, they say, okay, we need to do that again. I can't remember if he went to talk to Aquaman before, or he goes up there multiple times or just once. But he does go up there at least once, and he sees in their drawings the boxes. And Aquaman at first is kind of ambivalent, just doesn't care either way about the invasion. He does obviously show up and help. You've seen the previews. But Wonder Woman goes to find Cyborg. He's kind of at first, or he doesn't know what he thinks. She just wants him to spy. But she's like, no, we need you to fight, fool. And if I was going to kill your ass, I would have killed your ass before when I saw you at the lake. Anyway, he seems pretty powerful, though. So, and Batman also goes to get the Flash. I'm sure you've seen that from the previews. And he just says, okay, cool. It's funny. you do see the setup for Flashpoint or just Barry Allen's backstory. It's the same, you know, father in jail. He, for murdering his mother, he swears, Barry Allen swears he didn't. And, you know, Batman thinks that's rough. Anyway, and Batman thinks your parents' story is rough. It's fucking rough. Anyway, so they've got their intros and backstories out of the way. Wonder Woman's flashback to the battle. Did I talk about Zeus? Yeah, we did. Okay, so okay, memory gets a little fuzzy in the middle. I can't remember if they have a battle with them at first. I think they do. They just them try to go and do something, stop something, and they fight, you know, Steppenwolf and the Terror Demons. I think they do. They have a little encounter. And you know, they have talents and they're good, but they're not. They don't fight together. They're, you know, not really. It's not looking good. They all think they're going to die, pretty much. Anyway, but they have to do it because everybody's going to die anyway, and they're heroes. I think that's what happens, man. I might be chopping up a scene because the big reveal: Superman does come back. They immediately, I think they do go have an encounter with them, and they're like, okay, we need help. I think that's what happens, and they bring Superman back to life. The Flash helps, you know, they go to the Kryptonian ship and do some stuff. But the Terror Demons are there? They know they're there, I guess? Or are they? Why are they running? They just had they had to time something, I guess. And yeah, they bring him back to life, and he's not very happy. This is also kind of an important plot point. Also, Wonder Woman was she in the fight before? Oh man, I don't know. I can't remember if she was in the, because she didn't start fighting until World War II, right? I was gonna say, she says, you know, I've killed things from other planets before, and that flashback was what she was talking about, but that was, you know, got like Greek gods walking around the Earth time, not modern times. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh well. Anyway, moving on. So they're all together. They bring Superman back, and he's just kind of sitting there for a second. You know, he flies up or whatever, and he's like, ugh. And he just kind of sits there, not talking, and for a while. And Cyborg's suit targets him because it, you know, views him as a threat, and he's like, I can't control it, which is the plot point. Kind of a little one. They don't make a big deal out of much in this movie. It's basically an action movie. You know, they really don't slow down for much at all. The character development plot points are kind of all, not plot points, but they're just, you know, side plot points that, you know, break up the action, or just, they're little tiny. Anyway, Cyborg cannot control the machine sometimes, or isn't in, you know, he's not in control of it 100%. So he shoots at Superman, or the suit does, and Superman dodges it, and then, you know, kind of gives him a look. He doesn't go off in a rage like all crazy. He's just focused and pissed, and he fights the Justice League pretty much. And yeah, Wonder Woman is not stronger than him in this universe. Superman is the strongest. Wonder Woman and Cyborg are wrestling with him at the same time. Barry Allen tries to run behind him, and you see his eye start to track the Flash at super speed, and he lets go. Does he knock him down first? I think he like just lets go, like knocks each of them down, just, you know, overpowers them real quick, and then turns to the Flash, and he's almost able to hit the Flash when he's aware that the punch is, you know, at super speed. He's almost able to hit the Flash. It's a really cool sequence. I love it. More of that, please. Anyway, the whole time they talked about bringing Superman back because apocalypse is about to happen, right? That's Marvel. I mean, an actual apocalypse. So everybody's gonna die. So might as well try to bring him back to life. If he's a crazy murder zombie, then oh well, maybe he'll kill some of the bad guys too. Anyway, Batman's always saying, we'll bring out the big guns if that happens, and you just kind of think that it's another kryptonite weapon, something like that. And no, it's Amy Adams. Those are the big guns. They bring her out, and yeah, that stops Superman from attacking. And he wasn't really in a rage. He was just pissed off at these people. And he's holding Batman like 40 feet off the ground, and just drops him when he sees her. Anyway, the group's separate at that point. He has a little scene with her. It's not long though, and they go to attack. Yeah, Cyborg can sense. Wonder Woman tells him, use you're from those boxes, sense where it is. Oh yeah, in the Superman fight, they get the other box. They also attack the Atlanteans. We see an Atlantis battle with Aquaman. Aquaman joins it too. I guess we see Mira. She looks awesome. So there's an underwater fight with, Steppenwolf. So he gets the 2 boxes. Then while they're bringing Superman back to life, he gets the 3rd box while they're in their little fight with him. So Superman and Amy Adams are playing kissy face and coming back from the dead, get your brain back sort of deal. They decide they're going to go, attack him. Jason Momoa, Aquaman's like, well, how do we know Cyborg's not a spy? He's like, what? He's like, dude, you said you can't control it. You couldn't. You shot at Superman. What the hell? So, he's like, we're all going to die. He's funny. The Flash is the funny one in the movie. I will get to that in its own point, though. Yeah, nobody is really happy and thinks they're going to survive the attack, but they go anyway, right? Superman is not with them. He's, gone off with his girlfriend because he was trying to beat them all to death. So Batman's plan is to lead all the terror demons to him and I guess let them kill him. and somebody realizes it while their attack is, and then they go attack him. And, Batman leads all them away, and they're going to kill him. God, my memory starts to get bad here. So they go rescue him kind of in the middle of the rescue. He does do his job though, and brings down the shield around the thing so they can infiltrate their area of operation, I guess. It's not a base. It's just what they were doing, where they were doing what they were doing. Trying to put those 3 boxes together, or giving them time to come together, and then the apocalypse would happen, much like in Man of Steel. The terraforming suit. Batman brings down the little shield they had up around them to keep, them safe from sabotage. And I guess they go save him from the terror demons, and Aquaman's like, you're crazy, man. You were going to die. That was your plan? Yeah. And they start to fight Steppenwolf, even though it looks like from an earlier fight, I think, it looks like, Steppenwolf can get the better of them. And he's got the army of the flying things as well, with guns. So while they can kill the little guys and stuff one-on-one easily, against an army and the big mutant or whatever he is, thing from another planet, timeless warrior. He's doesn't look good. But who comes to save the day? It's Superman. He just kind of comes in and, he's boring, right? Because he's so good, But they give him something to do. He he just kind of punches the dude and sends him flying, and then he listens, I guess, with his super hearing, and he's like, oh, there's civilians in trouble. I've got to go, and he leaves the superheroes to fight, the bad guys, and he goes to help the Flash, and you see him catch up to the Flash. And then it seems like they kind of run off at about the same speed in different directions to help different people. Here's the difference, though. Superman can pick up an entire building full of people, whereas the Flash can, carry a few in his arms. and they can go about the same speed. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so Superman returns, knocks down the bad guy, kind of turns the tide of the fight. Gives him a upper hand, then he takes off to go save even more people, and then he comes back to finish off old Steppenwolf. But since he's such a team player, like a good point guard or two guard, he knows to involve his teammates. So he freezes the stupid guy Steppenwolf's axe, and then Wonder Woman hits it with her sword, and it shatters. And then he's afraid, right? He's like sad and afraid because his axe is broken. He's like, oh, these guys might actually be able to beat me. The Kryptonians here, knocking me on my ass. He gets afraid. What do terror demons eat? They eat fear. So his army turns on him. Now, personally, right here, I would have liked to see Superman go nutty and, eye laser about, a good 1,000 of them and kind of, punch one of them, have him go flying backwards into their ranks, and with such velocity that anything that touches him he shears off. You know what I mean? He's basically a projectile against his own man after Superman punches him, and turns around and does a sweeping kick, hits 3 guys, and they all fly backwards like that. Everybody falls back like bowling pins. More eye lasers, more crazy Superman power. That would have been awesome. But yeah, they did. I guess that would have been costly too, and then saving that for other movies. But all the terror demons, in a little poetic justice, and wrapping up and validating the first scene of the movie. They once they sense the fear in their leader, even he is not safe, and he teleports away, kind of through that boom tube. It's always vertical in this and really translucent, but he's called back, I guess, or he goes back. Well, and then we kind of wrap up the movie. Yeah, I completely forgot about that whole Amazon fight. Atlantis fight. I'm sure it was pretty cool. That was Amber Heard, right? As Mira? Was that? Anyway, whoever it was, she looked pretty nice. And those scenes were pretty cool. I'm sure if you're into nice-looking men, you'll be quite pleased with Jason Momoa running around without his shirt off and stuff like that. But nothing's egregious, it's safe for kids. If you go see it, I'm not done with the movie yet, so yeah, they win, yay, for now. Even though Darkseid is never mentioned, not once. I'm sure there's a symbol carved in something somewhere, and if Steppenwolf he's Darkseid's guy, so right? Anyway, what happens? Do they all go back home? The hell? Yeah, Barry gets a real job. That's when he becomes dad's like, get a job, stop coming to see me, Anyway, he gets a career, not a job, a real job, whatever. Becomes the CSI investigator, whatever he is, And what happens? Cyborg and his dad, I guess, are on better terms. Wonder Woman, what does she do? What do we... Oh, yeah. You see, Batman buys the bank that was going to buy Superman's house. His house was foreclosed on. Or his mom's house, their farm, whatever. And I also bought the Justice Hall, or what's going to be the Justice Hall. It's in disrepair when you see it, but Wonder Woman says, we can get a big table with 6 seats and room for more. So we're going to see more, obviously. We're going to see more, and they're going to add some more people. I'm imagining a Green Lantern. They had a person shooting arrows, but it was a god, because there was an energy arrow that brought down a spaceship. Like it was not the Green Arrow, not one of his. No, it wasn't Thea. Anyway, the post-credit scenes. I remember those. I'm just trying to see, what was the wrap-up of the movie? Oh, yeah, Wonder Woman saying some hopeful kind of speech. Quick comments on the movie. They don't really go for much acting-wise and emotion-wise. It doesn't deliver at all. And actually, Wonder Woman performs a lot better acting-wise than I thought she would. She delivered her lines really well. I'm kind of critical of her. I don't mean to make people hate me. I just don't think she's that great of an actress at this point in her career. And getting, to be Wonder Woman is a pretty big deal. But they're not. Okay, we've all seen Avengers 2, right? And they go to Clint's house. And there's a scene like this in just about every movie or just about every story. It's, peaks and valleys. But they don't, like when they go to the Batcave and talk, they're not, it's not like downtime, Like, it's more like, they just don't linger there for a long time and don't, it's not really like a heavy acting scene. It's so much information being delivered. It's it's not Iron Man and Captain America arguing outside and kind of slowly quipping. I don't know, it's just a different movie with a different feel, and everything's just kind of more on the surface and quick. So you hate that stuff, then you're in for a good one. If you feel like movies that don't have any kind of character development, valley type, and it does have some. They do stop a little bit. It's not, but it's just not that deep, and that's neither good nor bad. Or I guess that's up to each person. And if I'm being honest, doesn't the mood you're in at a certain time to determine what you want to watch? Like sometimes you're in the mood for lots and lots of talking and developing characters and drama and relationships and stuff, and sometimes you're not, So yeah, it's not bad. It's just what they wanted to do with it. And you get a movie that's not going to be great all time, but it's not going to flop either if you do that with a superhero movie with all the effects and the the legacy of all these characters. It's just different. And I really liked Batman vs Superman. A lot of people didn't. The extended version is awesome. I like the regular version though, but so I'm a little different. I know that. I'm a little more into the acting and stuff than most people that go see a Justice League kind of movie probably are. And I don't expect to have tears in my eyes because of the performances, Anyway, but okay, Wonder Woman ends it on a hopeful kind of speech about, Anyway, that's when the movie ends, where Batman buying the Justice Hall and Wonder Woman saying, 6 chairs, for all of us, and room for more. And then she gives a little happy speech, which does not inspire you, but anyway, Affleck even fell kind of flat. The best delivery in the movie is probably the Flash, and I like his sense of humor, but I know a lot of people don't like that nervous kind of talking too much, awkward sense of humor, A lot of people do these days. It's kind of the in thing, but some people that might bother. Doesn't bother me. I thought it was funny. I laughed out loud. Sometimes I was the only one, but a lot of people chuckled at most of the jokes. There was, audible laughter, but it's not like Guardians though. And I mean, okay, did I say this in my other review? Did I throw that one away? Flash was really funny in this. I'm not waiting to see him in another movie though, starring him as a funny person without the Flash behind it. No, like, it wasn't that funny, It's not like the next Eddie Murphy or something, dude. I mean, let's chill. He was pretty good though, man. He was really good. I mean, I definitely want to see Flashpoint or any other more Flash in the superhero movies. Yay. Anyway, because I guess that ties into what I was trying to talk about, because the first post-credit scene is Superman and Flash having an actual race. We don't see the race. We don't see who wins. Anyway, second post-credit scene is we see that Lex Luthor has escaped prison. You know, he had somebody double him inside prison so he could make an escape, and he's on his yacht, and we see Deathstroke pull up on a speedboat and get out without the boat stopping, which is kind of cool. And he takes his helmet off. You know, it's definitely Deathstroke or somebody else in black and orange armor that looks exactly like Deathstroke's, and he's got white hair and a white beard. Can't remember if there was an eye patch, and he says Slade. It's Deathstroke. Anyway, they are going to make their own little league, the League of Doom, Legion of Doom, I guess. Sorry. That's the movie. Flash was funny. You know, it wasn't not the funniest thing ever. It just kind of like moved the plot along, break up the monotony funny. It's real shallow. That doesn't make it bad. That's just what it is. It's only 2 hours, and it doesn't slow down much. It's really quick pace. And it does slow down, but they don't make those long, boring scenes that give the movie a chance to flop. I think that's probably what they were going for with this. And you have to appease so many different people with a superhero movie. I mean, God, it really is a task. Anyway, so I would go see it. Don't expect to have your life changed by it, or, you know, heart moved by any of the performances. But, and again, I do not read comics. I know about a lot of the characters from the comics. You know, my friends telling me over the years. I couldn't get them when I was a kid. My dad didn't like them. Anyway. I've watched mostly movies. That's where all my knowledge comes from. So if this is like some egregious bastardization of the source material, I don't know about it. And I'm sorry. That it does suck when people do that to stuff, you know, kind of rape the fan base that they've profited on for so long. I don't know about anything like that, though. I don't know, because I haven't read. So forgive me if that's what comes out in the next few days about this movie when everybody's seen it. But yeah, man, I don't have any grudge like that. So, you know, I don't go in expecting a great film when I go see an action movie about superheroes either, you know? Maybe the genre will expand and we'll get different stuff. And we got Deadpool, an R-rated funny movie, you know. Guardians is kind of different. Thor was really funny. And I mean, I'd rather see Thor than see this Justice League again. But I mean, I'm going to rent it when it comes out on Redbox, I'm sure. And I'll record it and keep it on my DVR for a long time if it comes on a premium channel. And if it goes on Netflix, I'm sure I'll stream that a bunch of times. It's good. It's not great. If the 3D bothers you, I think this movie is one you might consider seeing in 3D. Nothing really comes out in your face that I remember. Take that with a grain of salt. I am in Colorado. Let me see. And yeah, it wasn't, you know, nausea-inducing, I don't think, but that's not really a problem for me often. So take that with a grain of salt, or not a grain of salt, but you know, I don't typically get nauseous. So maybe I'm not the best person to comment on that, but yeah, man, manage your expectations and you'll be fine. I'm not going to go see it again in the theater because it was so great, you know. But it was pretty good. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I will talk to you next time. Probably going to play some Battlefront now. Imagine that. Alright, go ahead and subscribe. It's that little thing right there, wherever they have it at this point in time, whenever you happen to be watching this. And watch, they'll change the name to like Initialize or something. Or Relate. All these people, all these old videos. Please subscribe. But anyway, that was hilarious, wasn't it? Worth the extra 20 seconds of your life you wasted listening to me. I'm going to shut up now. This is Nero D Viral. Bye-bye.